The Nintendo Gamecube was one of my all-time favorite systems. It was a system I played the most as a kid growing up, and I still find myself busting it out from time to time, despite owning the Switch, a PS4, and an Xbox One S. It really goes to show that even with modern games being as amazing as they are, the Gamecube still has a load of fun packed into it. So I thought it'd be kind of cool today to take a look at 10 Gamecube games which are still fun to play today. Okay, so right off the bat, let's get these out of the way before I even start this list. So I don't want to hear in the comments, well, where's Mario Sunshine? Where's Luigi's Mansion? Yes, those and all other Mario and first-party titles are great and will always be fun. Mario Kart Double Dash, Mario Party 4 through 7, all the Mario sports titles, Luigi's Mansion, and of course the Zelda games are all incredibly fun. But you already knew that, and I didn't want to waste half the list talking about games you already knew were fun, so let's just give all of those games a seal of approval and move past them on to number 10, our first game on the list, which is Eternal Darkness. Now, this is a very underrated, in my opinion, survival horror game. It's got so many cool elements in it. It's absolutely amazing. The gameplay and storyline is pretty decent, but where this game really shines and stands out is the level of stuff it just messes with your head. It'll do things like turn off your TV and make it look like the game didn't save or that it restarted. It does all these weird little things that it makes you psychologically question yourself, and I've never played a game like it, and it's just such an interesting and odd title. I absolutely love it. Like I said, the storyline is nothing really to write home about. It's okay, it's good, not great, but where this game, like I said, really comes through is in the psychological bits. You'll really think that, oh no, did my memory card totally erase all of its files? No, it's just a game fucking with you, and it's absolutely great. I love it, and I highly recommend trying it out.
This can't be happening!
Most people don't think of the GameCube as a platform that has a whole lot of racing games other than obviously Mario Kart, but FZero GX is one of my favorite racing games of all time on any system. It's absolutely near perfection. One of the best racing games I've ever played. Now, the graphics are spot on, the seamless 60 frames per second on this. The graphics look great. Obviously the F-Zero series is known for its rocking kick-ass soundtrack. All of that's great, but the controls are also amazing. Totally spot on here. I believe that this game was actually developed by Sega, of all people, but man, just a great racing game. Looks beautiful and plays even better. One that everyone should have in their collection, and one that is definitely still very much fun to play today. Next up is Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes. Now, again, this series has continued on, and some of the games, the most recent ones, have been very good, although Metal Gear Survive is absolutely trash. Don't waste your time on that. But going back to Twin Snakes is still a great time. Graphics are obviously a little bit dated when you compare them to PS4 or Xbox One graphics, but the gameplay and the plot line here are completely solid still, pun intended right there. And I love this game. It's got the perfect blend of awesome story, stealth mode, and top-down perspective. Absolutely love this game. One of my favorite Metal Gear games, and I've played a good amount of them, not all of them, but this is probably one that I've played the most of, and I still enjoy going back to this one. If you guys haven't checked this one out, or just now getting into the series and want something else in the series to check out, I highly recommend playing Twin Snakes. One of the best shooters of all time has to be Caraga. Absolutely amazing bullet hell shooter. Just perfection at this. It's such a great game. That's an underrated game. I don't see many people talking about it. When they do, it's kind of like one of those games they kind of don't really know all that much about, but just a beautiful, stunning game. Super fast-paced gameplay, bullet hell shooter. It's got this awesome mechanic of flipping between the colors. You can absorb the colors that are the same as you, and you take damage from the other ones. So you're flopping back and forth between black and white. Super amazing, awesome battles between bosses that are just super huge and fun, hard to take on. The game is very challenging, but very rewarding and fair at the same time. Gameplay is tight and very easy to control. Just one of the better shooters of all time, in my opinion, and one that you should definitely have, and one you should definitely play if you've never played it before. The Tony Hawk series is one of my all-time favorites as well, but the one that stands out the most to me has to be Tony Hawk Underground. Just a great storyline on this game, so much fun to play. You come from nothing from New Jersey with your best friend, and you work your way up to be professional skaters, only to be stabbed in the back by Eric, one of the best betrayals in all of video game history as far as I'm concerned. That motherfucker stabs you in the back. What a dick. Anyway, it's still one of the best Tony Hawk games to date. The controls are tight, the combos are great, the graphics are a bit dated, granted, and the kind of gameplay the added in the driving and stuff can kind of get monotonous, but the overall skating in this game is well above that of like Tony Hawk 5 that came out on the PS4 and Xbox One. I would highly recommend this game, and it's a game that I would love to see come back in some kind of HD collection. Anyway, getting off topic, check out Tony Hawk Underground if you haven't already. It's one that's still fun today. Another amazing game that kind of gets lost in the mix is Star Fox Assault. Now this may be thinking, well, what about the other Star Fox games? One called Adventure and one called Assault on the GameCube. Adventure is okay, it's not that good, but Star Fox Assault is right up there as one of the best Star Fox games ever made. I have it just behind Star Fox 64 and just ahead of Star Fox Zero. My own personal preferences right there. Anyway, this game is beautiful on the GameCube, absolutely. Great gameplay, good storyline, good controls, everything you come to expect from a good Star Fox game, and it just plays great. And people seem to forget about this entry in the series. People tend to remember Star Fox Adventures a little bit more because it came out before Assault, and Assault kind of came out kind of late in the GameCube's run. But that all being said, it's a solid entry in the series. It's still fun today. It's very, very fun. Absolutely highly recommend this one to anyone who's a fan of the Star Fox universe.
Take this, Fox!
One of the better RPGs on the GameCube has to be Skies of Arcadia Legends, which is a remake of a Dreamcast game by the same name, but this version is the definite way you should be playing it. It's got a little bit of upgraded graphics, in my opinion, and it's just such a great RPG. It's such a good experience. The storyline and plotline is top-notch. The graphics are still hold up to today. It's got that cartoonish kind of look to it, but it still looks good, even by today's standards. And like I said, the storyline will have you second-guessing things, and it's got all these plot twists and stuff, and it's got a really cool steampunk, like pirate in the sky theme to it, which I really enjoy. It's got a very long plot line as well, so it's got hours and hours of gameplay built into it. You'll absolutely love this one if you're fans of any kind of JRPGs, and this one is right up your alley. It's a little bit pricier these days, going for about $75-$80 complete, but it's definitely worth the money. If you're looking for a good JRPG to play, look no farther than Skies of Arcadia Legends. Kirby's one of my favorite Nintendo characters, but people really tend to forget about his entry on the GameCube Kirby's Air Ride, and the game is amazing. It's got all types of fun things to do. My favorite thing to do, obviously, is the 4-player city raid mode. It's so much fun, and people don't talk about this game as much as they should. It never got the love that it should. It kind of got overshadowed by other things, Mario's, Luigi's Mansion, things like that, but this game is so much fun, especially, like I said, 4-player split screen. With this game, I still go back and play it with my buddies every now and then. It's such a blast. Building the super weapon, doing the attack mode. Oh my god, it's so much fun. Absolutely love this game. If you guys have never tried this one, by all means, it's pretty cheap, like 20 bucks. Please pick it up, get some friends together, have a few drinks, and play this one. You will not regret it. It's so much a freaking fun time to play, an absolute blast. Another series on the GameCube that is just outstanding is, of course, the Metroid Prime 1 and 2. Such great games, and with Metroid Prime 4 coming out sometime in the nearish future on the Switch, there's no better time than now to go back and play 1 and 2, and you can play 3 as well on the Wii, but the first two are my favorites in my opinion because I played them the most. I never really had a Wii as a kid, so I played 1 and 2, but anyway, these games are dope. Oh my god, do I love these games. People were kind of up in the air on the first person thing when it first came out, but they absolutely nailed these games. Such a great plot line. The atmosphere is everything you come to know and expect in a Metroid game, with the creepy vibes and the feeling lonely kind of thing going on. It's just such a great game. Like I said, the plot line is great, the boss battles are great, the action is good. Everything about these games is incredibly solid, and I highly recommend playing through them, especially if you're waiting for Metroid Prime 4 to come. Now's the time to get in and replay these games. So much fun even today. Now, before we get to our final game on the list, I want to go over a few honorable mentions that just missed out, and these are still great games and are still very fun today. First off, we have Pikmin 1 and 2, some absolutely classic games. Of course, you couldn't have any list without including Animal Crossing. Just so many fun moments in this game, so much time put into this in my town and my people. Absolutely insane. And finally, of course, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, one of the best RPGs. Kind of a pricey game these days, so kind of hard to come by, but still one worth checking out. But let's get out of the way and get back into our final game on the list, and that is, of course, I haven't mentioned it yet, but you all know what game I'm talking about here, and that is, of course, Super Smash Bros. Melee, the best fighting game of all time, bar none, bar none. The fact that this game is still the gold standard in terms of fighting games at major competitions is a testament to how great this game is. It got a nearly perfect roster. The moves are flawless. The handling of it is top notch. This game is perfection. It's a 10 out of 10 perfection. It's better than Smash Bros. On the Wii. It's better than Smash Bros. On the Wii U. It's the best Smash Bros. Of all, and it's the best fighting game of all time. There's nothing you really can't say good about this game. It's just great. And like I said, it's still played today on major competitions. It's still everyone's favorite game to watch in terms of competitions, and there's a good reason, because it is the best. And it's still a great time. 4-player split screen with your friends is still an amazing time and definitely worth doing still. I still bust it out all the time with my friends, pick up a quick match, and have a blast doing it. So this is a game you definitely want to have at least laying around for when your friends come over, and still so much fun today. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for today. I hope you guys all enjoyed today's list. If you guys did, do me a favor, smash that like button and subscribe for more videos like it in your sub boxes. Also, check out my previous video on PS2 games that are still fun to play. Link in the description and the end slate. But until next time, guys, remember that it is always KMAC time somewhere. Until then, take it easy and peace out.